Look at this combo right here. This Kunoros Vito combo is disgusting. Now Kunoros swings in for 5 damage. We gain 5 life. Vito deals an additional 5 damage, and we get a token on our creature. You can't deny the beauty of that play. That is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering video, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. In today's video, we have another 2021 rotation proof deck that if you wanted to go out and craft right now, you absolutely could, because this deck is, again, rotation proof, which means in September, when the new set rotates in and all the old cards go out, this deck will still be playable, and you may even get some more really cool cards coming in on a new set that might actually enhance this deck. Who knows? So before we get started and start breaking down the cards in the deck and then get into some gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do so, because we do post videos every single Monday and sometimes extra videos throughout the week. So I don't want you to miss out on any future videos that we post and any future decks that we create. So be sure to subscribe. That way you're notified when we post a video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Just keep this intro as short as possible so you can see some really cool gameplay. I think we got like 6 or 7 games for you. This deck, I will start off by saying, one of the stronger decks I've seen so far in Standard 2021 that's not already meta. Like, I know obviously Teamer Adventures is super meta, or aggro with mono red. This deck, aside from those big name decks, is absolutely a powerhouse. I felt like I couldn't lose with this deck for a long time. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. So we have 2 1-drops. Alseid's Life Bounty 4 of, Speaker of the Heavens 4 of. Alseid's Life Bounty gives protection from any color. If you want to sacrifice it, you can protect one of your other creatures for any color, which is beautiful. I love that. I love that fact about the card. It can save us in really big spots where we're going to be gaining a lot of life and adding a lot of tokens to things and making things really big. So this could actually save one of them from removal, which is a absolutely perfect, beautiful thing to do. And then we have Speaker of the Heavens. Now this card right here, you're going to see came in really clutch in one of our games. Once you have 7 more life than when you started, so 27 total life or higher, you can start turning this sideways and creating 4/4 angel flyers. For a 1-drop, that's broken. That's all I can say about it. It's broken because it's really easy for us to get over 7 life total from the beginning of the game, and to start turning this sideways for angels. And what's extra great about this card is it has vigilance. So in a lot of positions that we're going to be swinging in and gaining that 1 life, which trigger all kinds of events you're going to see, and our synergies. And then after we swing in and trigger all those abilities, we can end step an angel. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then we did lose Pridemate, Ajani's Pridemate, which is the most common white card you see in any sort of life gain deck, but we did get Hallowed Priest, which is an amazing substitute. So it's basically a Pridemate, but it's just 1 less attack, 1 less defense, which honestly I think that's pretty fair, because I think Ajani's Pridemate was really strong, and I think this makes it a little more fair. So we got 4 of those for Daxos, because Daxos is a beautiful turn 2 that, again, once you have Daxos on the field, you start gaining life for each creature entering the battlefield. And you're going to see in this deck, as soon as we start triggering life gains, all of our big finishing cards are going to start triggering all kinds of events where we add tokens to things, where we hurt our opponent. So gaining life is the key. It triggers so many different abilities. Up next, we have 4 Banishing Lights. This is our only removal card in the deck. It's kind of a must-have because clovers are kind of rampant and you need to be able to get rid of them. Banishing Light is a great tool to do that. It also gets rid of any big blockers. I know Lovestruck Beast has been kind of a tough one to get through because it's a turn 3 5/5. So Banishing Light's a really good way to get rid of that as well. Up next, we have 3 Heliods. Heliod is amazing because, again, this is one of our main engine pieces that we want to play as soon as possible, because it can start stacking up 1/1 tokens onto our creatures every time we gain life. And it also gives lifelink to things that don't have lifelink already, like the priest. Once the priest is like, an 8/8, you're going to want that to have lifelink. So Heliod is amazing for that. Here is the absolute MVP of the deck. This is the card we focused this deck around. We wanted to build around Vito. So Vito's our first swamp card. It's a 3-drop, and anytime we gain life, we deal that much damage to our opponent. You're gonna see that this card is actually the reason we win almost every game we have. Anytime he hits the battlefield, pretty hard to lose the game, honestly, because we pair this with any life linker like Speaker of the Heavens or Alseid's Life Bounty early on, or even if we just start dropping in creatures and Daxos on the field, every single time we gain 1 life, we're dealing 1 damage. Kunoros is a huge part of this deck as well. That's why we run 4 of these. This card right here is Menace. Menace is huge. So this card has Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. That's a lot of text right there for a 3/3 3-drop. So the beautiful thing about this card is that when it swings in, which you can do when your opponent only has 1 creature on the field, because it cannot block unless it has 2 creatures blocking, is we're going to gain 3 life, triggering our Heliod or triggering our Vito. And if we trigger our Vito, a 3/3 just became a 6/6, and then it has Vigilance. So if our opponent wants to come back and swing at us, we're happy to make another block, because that's another 3 damage off the top as well. So this could essentially be 9 damage in 1 turn for 1 Kunoros with the Vito matchup. These 2 cards together, you're going to see just how broken they are in the future. It's pretty ridiculous. This deck, like I said, is very, very strong, and there's multiple ways to synergize and trigger events, which is crazy. And then we have Lurrus. Lurrus is a fantastic card because once we play this onto the field, we can swing away with our Alseid's Life Bounty, Speaker of the Heavens, and continually just gain that 1 little tick of health anytime we can. If we lose them, if we run into a big blocker, we could do that on purpose, run right into a big blocker, because we can just play it again and play it again and play it again. And as long as Lurrus is alive, it's endless. You're fine. You could just keep swinging in, gaining that life. It's a one way around big creatures that are blocking, that we can't get through. It's a good way to just keep swinging in and keep triggering our Hallowed Priest to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then eventually we're going to wear our opponent out, and our priest is going to be too big for their creature to deal with. So a very, very good card. And then we have 2 Baneslayer Angels. This, I will admit, was a filler card. We have 2 of these. We weren't able to actually even play it in some of these gameplay footage. So it's very good. It's flying, first strike, lifelink, protection from demons and dragons. I mean, the card is busted, but being that it's a 5-drop, we don't really get a chance to play it a whole lot. And it doesn't really, other than the lifelink, obviously, it doesn't synergize super great with our deck, because Lurrus isn't able to get it back. And again, it's just so big that by turn 3, we want all of our engines online and triggering. So that might be a card we cut down the road, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. And then we go into our lands. This is actually really key. So our lands are pretty important. We have 2 Castle Ardenvales to create humans, which trigger Daxos, which is nice. And then we have our basic lands. And then we have 4 Scoured Barrens. This actually gives us 1 life when it enters the battlefield. You'll see there's a lot of ways you can play this. You want to play your land on the end of your turn after you've played things that the 1 life can trigger. So if you have a turn 3 going on, play your priest, then play your land. That priest gets a +1/1. So make sure you're playing that on the correct positioning. But you definitely want to have 4 of those. And then you want to have 4 Temple of Silences as well, just for any mana fixing. I played this deck early on, lost out of the gate twice with it, and it was all because I got all swamps, which was the craziest thing I've seen, because it had way less swamps than plains. Or the following game, I had all plains, and I had, like, you know, these 2 cards in my hand, and it became dead cards. So mana fixing was a really big problem. So this right here, I feel like I hit a very comfortable pocket where we're going to be very consistent with the deck. So be sure to run those lands. And I think that wraps it up. That's the entirety of the deck. And we're going to get into some gameplay footage. You guys are going to see just how busted this deck actually is. And I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it and play this as well, and make your way up the ladder. So thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the gameplay footage. And then at the end, be sure to stick around, because we're going to break down the things we would change about this deck. And I have an idea, so be sure to stick around for that. We will see ya. Have a good time and enjoy the gameplay footage. Peace. All right, boys and girls, you guys ready for this? This is gonna be a fun one. I feel like Life Gain is one of the easier decks to play, the more straightforward decks to play, and it's really good. It's really good right now, especially in the new Standard 2021. So excited to give it a shot here. This is a pretty gas hand, I think. Yeah, it's a very good hand. Opponent goes first though. Never ideal, because we want to get our things out on the board first and be able to at least gain some early life, but this is fine. Wish this was just a regular swamp, but can't have it all, can we? That changes things, but not really. Still would like to draw swamp. That turn one play could be either or. It could be the Alseid or the Speaker. It doesn't really matter, but I like to get the Alseid out just to get that protection ready to go. Let's go ahead and throw out Daxos. That way anything I play from this point just gains us life. Helps us achieve our goal, which is to get the Speaker, you know, +7 health and start just cranking out angels. Vito obviously is going to be huge in this matchup, or any matchup really. Just Vito's really the key to this deck. So, all right, oops, that was an accident. How do we want to do this? Probably play the temple. Obviously, we have to play the temple. Let's go ahead and scry real quick, see what we got. Another land. Probably don't want that. Then do we play the priest? Probably the priest. Yeah, I'd say the priest. Let's not play the heaven or speaker of the heavens yet until so we can start getting some value out of it, which is again +7 life, and then we can crank out angels like it's nothing. Those 4/4 angels are nasty. A 1-drop that, like, here's the beauty of this card is it's a 1-drop and it's a 1/1. Great. Vigilance and lifelink already is enough to make this card, I feel like, a rare, but the fact that you can just crank this sideways and get a 4/4 angel, it's nuts because you can swing in, and then after you've done your attack, you end the turn by creating a 4/4 angel to be a blocker. It's just, it's nuts, man. This card is kind of broken. I didn't leave any mana open though for my Alseid, which was kind of sucks, but I feel like the priest was still a better play. There we go. I mean, they wasted an extinction event on it. I'll take that all day because had they used that card against any other card, I would have sacrificed it anyways. That's pretty solid because it can bring that back. Oh no, actually it's already exiled. I can't bring it back. That's a big never mind. All right, let's. I think we play Kunoros first. Kunoros first, and then we go Vito, because right now if I play the Vito, it doesn't really get any value out of this because we don't gain any life other than when it hits the battlefield for 1, and that's not a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and save that and bank it for a better play. We are eating our opponent alive with damage. And Parker, can you shut the door? My 4-year-old just walked in. Go ahead and shut the door real quick. I was gonna invite him over to hang out with us, but he just left. He's like, nah, I didn't know you were recording, Pops. He's too cool for me. Ooh, we're playing some, what are these? Literally just slipped my mind on what these are called. Forget it. Oh man, I totally forgot the name of these. Shrines. It's written on the card, Matthew. Shrines. Big brain plays. Shrines. So that explains all these colors. I was wondering about that. I'm like, why so many colors? But it's because it's a shrine deck. But our opponent lost already anyways. If we can attack in with the Kunoros here, and the Vito triggers for 3, that's 6 damage. That's lethal on board. So, and if they want to get rid of the Vito, if that's their play, that's fine too. I have another Vito up the sleeve, so your call. That extinction event was pretty solid though. That really kind of shook me a little bit, but the fact that they're exiling everything too is really nifty because we can't get it back with our Lurrus the way we want to. I hope the audio is good. I actually unplugged my mic before this recording. I hope it sounds good on the playback. All right, let's just go ahead and swing in and see what happens here. They've got some instant speed. All right. Let's force them to have something on the next turn. Let's force them to play a card. That way they can't do any cheeky stuff like that again. Let's go ahead and make them play something to stop us. They can't just get another free turn, open mana, and tap me down again. keep in mind, we're doing this with 3 mana on the field. That's crazy. And we had 1 tap land come in, so we were slow, and we were on the draw. Granted, we're playing a shrine deck, so it takes a while for them to pump up, but if that's their only play here, they're in a lot of trouble. This is GG's. I could play a Speaker of the Heaven next and start cranking out Angels as well, but that's the game. They see it. They see the lethal on board. GG's. Well, that was a fast one. Game 1 was an outstanding success. Outstanding success. I didn't think that we were gonna run into a shrine deck. I'm trying to think of the meta right now, and it's mostly aggressive, you know, red and teamer, you know, clover decks. So interesting to see that opponent running a shrine deck. This is a good hand, but I wish I had more. Like, I wish this Banishing Light was something that was a 1-drop. We can hit our curve, but still pretty good. Definitely gonna keep. Let's play one of these Barrens. Get that on the field. Could have saved those for like if we had a Vito. Those are always fun to drop later in the game when you have like a Vito or a Heliod out, because you just drop a land and you get all kinds of crazy value out of just dropping a land on the field. All right, let's go ahead and play our Daxos. Opponent's on Sultai? Sultai ramp. Okay. Interesting. This Banishing Light should be helpful because they're going to play some big things, I'm sure. They tap down their creature for that, so they are probably missing a land. Do they have an extra land here? Scribes to the bottom. If they don't play a land here again for a 4th land. Okay, they do. I was going to say we were going to get way ahead of them because the ramp needs to make sure they hit those drops, otherwise they're in trouble. But they did, and we are also hitting our drops, which we don't need. Let's play the Priest. Then play the land. That way our Priest gets double the trigger. Swing in for 2. And we're looking really good right now. Looking really good right now. We do have to worry about Extinction Event. That is a huge problem. If they play it now and wipe my board, we probably lose this game, if I'm being completely honest. We keep drawing into land, which is not good. We only need a couple. Like, I mean, we already have pretty much all the land we need on the field. So any more land is just a problem for us. They play the Uro again, pre-dropping a mana onto the field. So it makes me feel like their hand has no mana, but let's find out. We also got to worry about things like Ugin. Ugin's a nightmare to deal with, I'm sure, because it's going to wipe our board as well. We can Banishing Light anything that's huge like that, but not the most ideal thing. All right. Ooh, that's pretty big. That's pretty big, but again, we have no life leakers actually on the field yet, so how do we want to do this? All right, and we're back. Sorry, my son walked in again, and my wife followed, so things got a little weird. All right, let's do this and this and attack. Pretty straightforward. Whoops. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I have a 4-year-old right now, and I'm actually recording this on a Sunday, and we actually go in tomorrow, Monday, to the hospital because my wife is actually having our 2nd child. It's going to be another boy. We have 2 boys. Little insight on my life there for you. More shrines. Or no, this ain't a shrine. What am I saying? This is Cauldron of Eternity. This spell costs 2 less. Whatever it did, it shut it down. Hold on, we'll read that in a second. Whatever just happened, we shut it down. Oh god, we just won the game on their misplay. I gotta see what just happened there, because I'm not familiar with that Cauldron card. I know I've seen it a few times, but not enough to know it by heart. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it onto the bottom of your owner's under the owner's library. Pay 2 life, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activates. Oh, that's why Kunoros shut it down, because players can't cast spells from the graveyard. Wow, that stinks. and they just decided to give up. They weren't even gonna give it a try. Wow. All right, we'll take it. It's another win. So I'm going to the next one here. This is a weird recording, guys. I apologize. What a very weird game we just had there. Felt like we were actually struggling because we couldn't find anything but mana, and somehow we still pulled it out. Don't know how we did it, but we did it. All right, we're gonna be a turn behind here because of both of our tap lands, but I can't argue this hand. This hand is not bad. Opponent doesn't get anything on that. Love to see it. I wasn't sure if the rest could have hit. I thought for sure Heliod was gone because Heliod is also an enchantment. So I was like, well, maybe they're gonna hit Heliod, but turns out we're free to go. Let's play this. Ooh, not bad. I will take that. Vito's coming out this game for sure. We're gonna get to see some Vito action here. But first, do we play Daxos? Probably, right? Actually, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna play Heliod first. I think Heliod's more important because we could start buffing things, making them more of a threat. So this Alseid's not just going to be a little 1/1. They're actually going to have to start being concerned about it and trying to deal with it. Maybe we could force some cards out of their hand, like some removal cards on cards that we don't necessarily care about. See, like that. We forced out this Haze card, which is a sweeper, so we'll take it. Forced a sweeper out of the hand, and feeling pretty good about it. Let's do Kunoros next because it has Menace, and our opponent is not going to be able to deal with Menace very easily. They're going to have to play double the creatures to block this. So got a 4/4 out here. Yep, see, Simulacrum is not going to be able to block this unless they have another 1-drop. Perfect. So now Vito becomes a big threat. Vito hits the board. Now we're doing 8 damage. Scratch that. Now we're doing 10 damage. Look at this combo right here. This Kunoros Vito combo is disgusting. Now Kunoros swings in for 5 damage. We gain 5 life. Vito deals an additional 5 damage, and we get a token on our creature. You can't deny the beauty of that play. That is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. That's how the deck should play. And we're doing all this without Daxos too. Daxos is one of the cards you really want to get out on the field first, but this is working out just fine. And we have a Banishing Light. If our opponent has any more creatures, if that's their route, if they take the route of playing more creatures to block us, we have Banishing Light. Kunoros is going to come in again for another 6, and then we could take off another 6 because of Vito. GG's. They're gonna lose 3 life off this tutor too. Ouch. Not the play you want against ORZHOV Life Gain. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. Let's play Daxos. We could play this just to get the devotion, and then we're 1 away. But I don't think that's worth it because we're only gonna go in for 1 damage here. Let's just do this. Let's give it to Daxos. Daxos is the bigger creature here, so let's give it to Daxos. Say go. No attacks. And now keep in mind too, bear in mind that if we get rid of this, the creature over here on the board with our Banishing Light, we swing in, we can actually give lifelink as well to Daxos. So that's something to think about. Oh, no way. Opponent's gonna steal the Banishing Light. We should have played it. Should have played it when we had the chance. Oh no. Let's go ahead and start creating some tokens because that will give Daxos. They could double block. I'm trying to think right now. They could double block here. but I think it's worth it because we could still play another Daxos. So I'm swinging in. I'm swinging in. If we could take out we're going to take out one of them for sure. But if they double block, yeah, I figured they would. They double block, that's fine because we could play this Daxos and we'll be good to go. And we are at 33 health versus their 4. That's huge. 33 health versus their 4. They have 3 more cards in their hand than we do. That could be obviously a huge problem. But I feel like we're in prime position here because with Daxos on the field, we can create tokens now. And every token we create, we gain life, which only hurts them. And we just keep getting bigger. So both of these can swing in with no fear of their creature actually killing us. We're in a good spot. I feel comfortable. I feel very comfortable. Let's see what they do though. They're taking their time here, which tells me that they're worried. That's a good sign. They don't have an immediate, you know, card to play that they're like, hey, we can come back here. Whenever their opponent's taking this much time, it typically means we're in a very good position. We love it. We love to see it. We love to see it. Hope everybody out there is having a wonderful, fantastic day. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I definitely enjoy making these videos for you guys, and it's a lot of fun to see the YouTube channel grow. I don't know what it is about it, like seeing you guys enjoying the content and subscribing and liking these videos, but it is absolutely amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, now we got options. How do we do this? We have lethal here, obviously. But I feel like they're sitting on some removal. So let me make... No, because if I make a creature here and gain 1... Yeah, this has to be the play. I'm really afraid of something. Removing some sort of removal spell. Both attack. We're gonna give lifelink. Do we have enough mana to give lifelink to everything? 3, 4, 5. We don't. Okay, that's fine. That's still lethal because lifelink will allow us to gain 2 health, which does 2 damage from Vito. Okay, we have lethal. Right. There we go. We got it. All right, let's go. Vito for the win. 35 health, no cards in hand. That typically happens a lot though with this deck. You run out of cards in hand a lot, but you somehow seem to pull it out every time. It's crazy. This deck is really, really good. Man, I am having a lot of fun with this deck. It's just really easy, you know, like it's easy to play with. It's very beginner friendly, and it's just nice to not have to like overthink things and make misplays. As good as this hand looks, I'm actually going to toss it because that's too big of a creature. I'm afraid to get mana screwed. I'm just going to go ahead and mulligan this one. It just doesn't feel right. This one feels a lot better. We'll take the Banishing Light away because if we lose creatures, we have a Lurrus to bring things back with. So this is a good hand. I like this hand. It's not ideal to throw away any hand with this deck because we run out of cards pretty quickly. There's no actual card advantage, like no card draws, things like that. So it's hard, but still I feel pretty strongly about this. If we can find another land, preferably some black mana, I'd be really happy. Oh, it's cycling. Oh, I feel like we would be a really good matchup for cycling. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like we would be. Let's see what our opponent does here, because I'm happy to make a trade of any of these because we have Lurrus. I'm happy to trade either or. If we could take away their ability to just get bodies out on the field, I'm happy to make that exchange. They elect to allow me to go through. That I didn't see coming. I was hoping they'd block the speaker because they see the value in the speaker, but they clearly didn't. But it's okay, I had another one in hand. That's why I was kind of sitting on that. I feel good about this. They allowed my creatures to get just big enough now where it's going to become a much bigger deal. Yeah, for some reason I like this matchup. I could eat my words here in a few, but feels pretty good to me. Happy with that block. Not ideal for us on that block, but that's fine. Trigger both of these. Play the Lurrus and bring him right back. Lurrus is going to be a key here because we could just keep throwing our bodies into them and allowing them to just block and kill, and we could just keep bringing back the Speaker of Heavens over and over again. But every time we hit that lifelink, it triggers our priests. It's a dangerous, risky, like aggressive style of playing, but I feel like we can get away with it because of the Lurrus. As soon as they play like a Zenith Flare and kill our Lurrus, then yeah, we have a problem. Or they cause them to fight or something. They have a card that allows their creature to fight our creature. That could be a problem, but until then. Ooh, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. They got a cycle, but of course. Take that. That's really the only card I was worried about. So now I feel really, really good here. Oh no, I did not just swing in all there. Do they see it? Do they see it? Don't block Lurrus. Please don't block Lurrus. They block Lurrus. Dang it. I just screwed that up big time. Why did I do that? I did not mean to swing in all there. That was just out of habit. That may or may not cost us the game here. We have some big boys out there though that they have to deal with, I feel like. They're gonna have to get a body out there at least, like something to chump block. Man, I cannot believe I did that. Don't make that mistake, people. Could have left Lurrus back. Did the same sequence. I mean, obviously we wouldn't have gained as much life, but still, it was not the right play. We could have brought back the Speaker because they would have been forced to block the Speaker again, and I could keep just cycling it through again. Love to see a Vito. Absolutely love to see that, because now if we could find one more black source, we can actually give everything a lifelink, and that would be huge. That right there was a very, very desperate Zenith Flare. I'm more than happy to make that exchange. I'll take that Zenith Flare every day. How much was it for in total? Like 10? So we're not in any lethal situation from another one, so even if they had another one. DJ Khaled. Alright, we win. I'm pretty sure we win. They're definitely sitting on another Zenith Flare. There's no way that they'd leave up 4 mana here and not concede. Wow, we still had lethal, even with the Zenith Flare. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, that seems like a pretty standard, easy matchup for us. And what's nice about that is Boros cycling is everywhere. So if you want to beat Boros cycling, this deck seems to be the bee's knees. All right, play this deck if you want to win that matchup. On to the next one. What do we got here? Let's see this hand. Ooh, this hand's pretty gas. Pretty gas, but no real engine pieces. No like Heliod or Vito. But this even like a Speaker of the Heavens would be great. But this hand gets it done early. I love this hand early, but I gotta find another piece. If I don't, this hand isn't as good. I gotta find one of those 3 cards. I gotta find a Speaker, a Vito, or a Heliod. Otherwise, this hand is kind of not as great as it looks. There we go. That's all I needed to see. Heliod it is. Or, I'm sorry, Daxos. They look so similar, the card styles with the enchantment creatures. Gonna play Kunoros next before I play Vito. You know what? I'll make that trade. That shuts down their Lovestruck Beast. I'll definitely make that trade. I know it sounds crazy because I can give my other creatures protection, but I still think that's a stronger play. I do. Because I don't think I have too much to deal with that Love-Struck Beast. I don't really have much to deal with it. Alright, let's play... We play Daxos again, or do we just play Kunoros now? I say we play Kunoros now. And then we Vito next. Drop a land. Yeah, I think that's the better play. Because Kunoros can go right through this without them being able to block. This can only block flyers if they want to play that. So Kunoros is going to get an attack in, I think. This is clearly Temur Clover decks. So I don't see any other creatures that they would play. And I'm correct. So Kunoros is definitely getting in for some damage. Now this 3/3 essentially with Vito. Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't see that coming. I'm gonna take it though. Because this 3/3 is gonna be a 6/6 with this here, so. Let's do this. Drop this. Kunoros in. Another 3. Boom. Feeling ourselves. We're feeling ourselves. What are they gonna do about all of this? They're double swing. That's some confidence right there. What do they have? I feel like they have some funny business, and I don't want to deal with it. So go ahead and swing. They're trying to bait me into blocking the 1/1, which tells me they have a Scorching Dragonfire or like something. But even Scorching Dragonfire outright kills one of our creatures. So, oh no, it's a stomp. What am I saying? That's what it is. I'm like, what could it be? It's a stomp. It's a Bone Crusher Giant Stomp. They were baiting me into blocking this so they could kill one of us, but not having it. Not having it. Man, if we had a Heliod out here, this would be nonsense. 6 more damage. Whew, you gotta stop that Vito. If you can't stop our Vito, everything's double damage, man. It's just hard to deal with. I hope they want to get rid of Kunoros because we got another one. Daxos, Kunoros are protected because we got multiples. If they can't kill either, that's fine too because I can start creating creatures. Swinging in for 4. So I could block that. That would be 3 damage. And then I would need to figure out how to pull off 3 more damage next turn. Could I do it? I mean, I like it. I like the play. See, we deal 3 damage now to our opponent. Now we just have to figure out how to gain 3 life on this next play. Oh, 2. There it is. We win. There it is. We win, baby! Let's go! I knew, I'm like, there's no way we can't pull off 3 life gain on this next turn. I didn't do all the math in my head, but I'm like, because math is like hard and stuff, but I feel like we had it. It was one of those gut things. You just go for it, you know? We had it. I think this is game 6, so this may or may not make it into the video, but felt like just playing one more to see if we can keep our intros a little bit shorter and get more gameplay. But so far, our winning percentage in this deck is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Opponent goes first. I love this hand, but I don't like that I can't play a turn 1 play. We're gonna mulligan this hand. Gotta be smart here. That's a much better hand, believe it or not. Throw away one of these. Now we have a much, much better curve. Still kind of rough though, because we might have to skip the priest because we can play the Barrens first to get it online. I don't know. Hopefully we draw something really good, like another 1-drop or... That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it, Chief. Nah, we can't skip the priest. We got to get the priest pumped up. Gotta get the priest pumped up. Let them think we're mono white too. Let them ponder on that for a minute. Opponent's on Golgari. I love Golgari. It's like one of my favorites. I like anything really that has a swamp or black in it, you know? Like, ouch! That was pretty good. Can't lie, that was pretty good. Sitting on a pretty bad hand now. Yeah, I did not expect that. This is the second time I've seen the haze today. It's a pretty good card, man. I didn't, kind of came out of nowhere. Definitely gonna do this. Love Kunoros. Absolutely love Kunoros. I'm working on my own Kunoros deck actually right now, but yeah, definitely want that off the battlefield. I don't not that excited to see it. Decline. Does this have haste too? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. No blocks. All right, well, just gonna play this. Hope for the best here. We might have to take another 8 to the face. Because if we sacrifice a creature, what happens to our opponent will get 3 life and they draw a card. But if we sacrifice it, it taps this. But man, 3 life and drawing a card is pretty nuts. Yeah, we're in bad shape here. We our opponent here got off to a fantastic start. They're clearly gonna swing in, right? So I'm man, this is tough. Decline. Decline. It is what it is. No blocks. We'll start sacrificing things when it gets a little bit closer. That's pretty solid, but then that doesn't allow me to play this. Oh man, they're making my life hard here. If any of these were a land, I'd be in such better shape. Did I play the priest? Probably play the priest, right? Or do we just keep making our lifelinker bigger and bigger? Probably that. Sorry, that was a lot of thinking in my brain going on. I kind of short-circuited there for a second. I don't see a way out of this, but we're going to give it our best shot. Kunoros is going to get through here because it has menace. Try not to forget that about the Kunoros. That's one of the biggest things people forget is the menace aspect of it. So, and we get Heartless acted. Oh no, unbelievable. Oh, that's a wrap. That is a wrap. This deck is actually gnarly. I like this setup that they have. I'm actually gonna take note of that because it might help my own Kunoros deck. But hey, we were on a pretty big run there. That was a pretty gas run, and you know, for game 6 to finally lose like that, and it wasn't even anything we did wrong, or like we could probably win that matchup on some other times, but they just got off to a fast start. They had the nuts, and it happens, you know? So, GG's. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I appreciate you guys so much. If you've made it this far into the video, you guys are absolutely the best of the best, and I can't thank you enough for the support. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so be sure if you're not already subscribed to do so. I'd really appreciate it. But you guys have supported me enough getting this far into the video. Thank you all so very much. I'm very much appreciative of that. Let's go ahead and talk about the deck a little bit more and what we would change to the deck. So I think this deck is ridiculous and busted, and I feel like it's very, very good, but there is one change I would love to make. I didn't get a chance to play test it, so be sure to let me know how it plays for you if you decide to do this yourself. But Fate's Fetters, this card right here is pretty ridiculous paired up with Dovin's Vito. It basically is a Banishing Light, but when you enchant the permanent, you also gain 4 life. That's why it costs 1 more than Banishing Light. You get that 4 life gain, and that's, you know, not only are you getting 4 life, that's hitting your opponent for 4, and not only that, it triggers all these other events where these creatures can start doing things like gaining a 1/1. Heliod, you know, drops a trigger. Speaker of the Heavens can get that much closer to getting an angel. So I think this card right here would be a much better fit than the Baneslayer Angel. It'll help us with more removal situations, and those situations where we had 4 mana but we didn't have, you know, that 5th one for the angel. Fetters would have been a great card to have. So I think it just synergizes with the deck that much more. But I think that's it. The deck played amazingly, and I feel like I can run this. I can run this to the ground. I can just continue playing this as much as I want and just keep ranking up. So, excuse me. Be sure to let me know how it played for you, how you enjoyed the deck, all those good things, and be sure to comment down below if you enjoyed the deck, and if you have any ideas on how to make the deck better. I'm all ears. As long as it's respectful in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and get back to me, and I'd love to get back to you. So thank you so much for your support. That's the video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. I believe the next video is Monday, but like I said, I have a life event going on right now where my time is a little more freed up, so just for this 1 week. So we might actually pump out a couple more videos. Be sure to be on the lookout. If you're not already subscribed, do so, because it will notify you as well. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace.